Hi everyone, this is Atiksh. Little about me, I'm an engineer at Cast24, and other than this, I love building Shopify apps. So yeah, today I'll be talking about React Router V7. So yeah, picture this, like you are a new joinee, you basically switched your job, you got a new team, new laptop, life's good right now, and you know, your manager just slides in and says, ki, hey, can you modernize a React app and add SSR to it? So it's basically a legacy code that you have. And you're like, okay, I can do it. No worries. But yeah, you start cloning your repo. You found out ki there's a 5,000 files in the repo and probably more than 40,000 lines of code. There's again a Slack notification and it's a manager again, and he says, and yeah, it should be without a rewrite. So again, what are your options here? Like you be like this, then you see like what are my options? Like how can I do it? So yeah, you whenever you heard SSR, you are like, let's do Next.js, correct? But Next.js would be a complete rewrite again, and you don't have time. You can also explore something like Astro or something like that, but still a rewrite. You can also check Remix, but still rewrite as well. So yeah, enters React Router v7. So yeah, with React Router v7, you can actually add SSR to your existing CSR app even without a rewrite. And how is this gonna happen? Like I'll explain it to you. So yeah, so with React Router v7, you get object-based route configurations, which are much more scalable than your regular route-based components. Then in React Router v7, you also get support for loaders and action function, which completely replaces your use effects directly in your code base. And it also has support for SSR and SSG first class, right? So yeah, with React Router v7, there are various modes, I would say, like the framework mode, the data mode, and the declarative mode. But for this talk, I'll just focus on the framework mode as of now. Yeah, in the framework mode, you basically get type safe, hrefs, then module, route module API. You also get intelligent code splitting by default, so you don't have to figure it out. And you also get various rendering strategies, right? Like with like SPA, SSR, or SSG, whatever you want. So yeah, this is basically an example here of the route config that it like how it will look like in React v7, React Router v7, and it still supports your regular route-based component, so you can do it incrementally. It won't break anything. Next thing is the intelligent port splitting. So since React Router knows which route is being indexed to which component, or which whichever component you provide it to, so it will split it accordingly, so that whenever you open, let's say, your products page or particular product, home page is not actually imported from the bundle here. Yeah, so I'll show you a quick demo on how things work with React Router v7. So yeah, if you can see my screen, I already have set up a v6 CSR app and a v7 SSR app. So in the v6 CSR app, I'll just show you like my basic folder setup, which is just a regular Vite config, like a simple SRC folder. We have pages, components, assets. And if I show you the dashboard component here, so yeah, so this is a basic rendering component. We render the sidebar, add some theme toggles and the header section. We render some charts also here. In the data, for the data layer, you can see like we are using simple use effect to get metrics and charts data directly. On the browser, it will look something like this, I would say. If I like, this is the dashboard. We have a theme toggle here, then some sort of dummy metrics here. But this won't work if we basically do disable our JavaScript from the browser. So let's say I just do it. Yeah, I've just disabled JS for this tab, and if I do a reload, it won't work because this was just a regular CSR app for us, right? I'll go back to the code again. I'll show you the structure for the SSR thing that I've just prepared. So yeah, on the folder structure, things are pretty much the same. We have the same SRC folder, the same public node modules and everything. Inside SRC also, we have the same components pages and everything remains the same. One thing that has changed is the route.js file, where we have defined our index routes and the doc page routes, which I'll explain later. So if we check the dashboard page component that we just made, now the rendering parts remains the same actually, like just the chart component, metrics, and whatever that we had. But on the data fetching part, things are different now since we are not using use effects. So with React Router, what we get, as I told you earlier, we get loader and action supports. So with this loader, React Router basically knows this things needs to be run on server, and while the client loader is something where we basically make calls on the client to get the data. Another thing I would like to highlight is this client loader.hydrate. So basically with React Router, what the flow is key, you get the loader function running, you get the data, then you get the client loaders running only on subsequent browser navigations. But since we have this charts, we still need charts data to render the chart component, and that should actually happen on the first initial load, on the first initial hydration. So we need to add a flag here so that React Router knows we need to trigger it as early as possible. Next thing I would like to show is the React Router config file, which we will need to add. We simply define our SSR, which is true or false, a Boolean flag, then app directory thing. So by default, React Router expects us to have an app directory. But since we are kind of migrating from a previous version, we will have just a SRC thing. We just defined it here. And we can also define pre-rendering routes here. So in this demo, I will be also showing static site generation. So we will just define the route which needs to be, statically generated here. So yeah, for this code, if we see on the browser again, we have this app running. Yeah, the dashboard is pretty much the same, only we have the team toggle, some metrics. But now in this, if we basically go ahead and disable a JavaScript, yeah, if we just do a reload, so yeah, this is basically what the SSR thing came in. Like our initial HTML has all the data of the loader and every component that we loaded. This loading piece is still getting fetched on the client loader, which would be running on the client side. So that's why we still have a fallback of thing running there. Yeah. And first, like I'll just enable JavaScript again on this. Cool. Yeah, it's back again. And now for the, I'll basically show you the docs page website. Yeah. So since we basically want some routes to be pre-rendered on the server itself, let's say this doc page is one of those things. So yeah, again, we are using the loader function directly to fetch our data, and that data is getting rendered directly inside this component. So to just show about the pre-rendering part, we'll just do, let's say, npm run build here. And yeah, after the build has completed, you can see we have pre-rendered our data routes here with the data.html and docs.data. And if we basically do a serve thing for now, just to review this thing. Yeah. I'll just open the google/docs. And yeah, this whole docs route is now being pre-rendered on a server directly. And even things like toggle, theme toggle, and the JS things works here. So yeah, this is how we can actually integrate and implement SSR on our pre-existing client-side applications directly. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you for listening, and yeah, I'll be around if you guys have any questions here. So thank you.